There we are.
Ooh. Facebook Live, Sweat Equity Podcast, streaming show. Pragmatic entrepreneurial advice and dick jokes coming at you.
We just got started. I'm not ready.
Well, it's like Michael Winslow, man. You couldn't tell the difference. Shout out to Police Academy. Hosted by Eric Rediger. I am Law Smith. Hashtag girthy ROI. Hashtag 69B2B. Hashtag sweat equity on all those things you share us on. If you can support this show, support it by sharing it. That's free. It's easy. That's all you got to do. You don't have to buy anything.
No.
That you just, all we want's 5-star reviews, subscribe it, but mainly get it out there. We want you to engage while we're doing this live. We're trying to get better about that.
Talk about it at dinner, whatever.
Yeah, a
Just
funeral,
slip it in. Funerals,
a bris, any of those things.
Anything where there's other people involved, talk about it then.
If you're the moil at a bris, make it happen.
Yeah.
Go, hey, I know this podcast. It's a business podcast. This probably isn't the best time to do this, but I really like it. They're on iTunes. They're on Spotify. They're on LinkedIn. They're on your mom's Walkman. They're on Zune.
I want to go to this temple.
Oy vey. We are sponsored by Grasshopper Business Phone Line. Don't have a Google Voice line. Don't be a jabroni. If you're trying to do that side hustle, it doesn't make sense for me to call you and then it says, oh, the Google account holder is going to be...
The cheapskate you're trying to reach is not available.
I have an additional phone line on my phone, on my iPhone, that's separated. It's a business line that's separated from my personal, because it's trygrasshopper.com/sweat. You get $50 off. Holler if you hear me on that one. FreshBooks. Your account, hey, it's Liberty tax time. I see the Statue of Liberty's out in the
sign
streets.
spinners?
Yep, they're out there. They're grinding. Those crackheads are really trying to bring people in to get their taxes done. And that's why you got to start getting your accounting going with FreshBooks. Go freshbooks.com/sweat. Get you a hookup on your first 6 months, I think. Something crazy like that. And then Warby Parker, warbyparkertrial.com/sweat. Those are the glasses I wear on this podcast. I'll pull them out in a second. But, you get 5 free pairs to try on. 5 pairs to try on. You can do your prescription.
Not all at the same time.
Yeah, but it'll match your head. You can figure out what frames are good for your head without leaving the house.
God, I love that.
And now, if you want to do it reverse style, there's now stores, because they're reverse e-commerce. Now there's stores in almost every major city. So if you wanted to try it on, then do the trial at home, we get the hookup. That helps the show. And as always, we have these podcasts lingering that we haven't done, the incremental. Eric's.
I've been studying for it very hard. I've got lots of good information coming their way.
Work harder, work smarter, not harder, which will be the podcast I'll do on productivity tips. I might make that just like 2-minute.
It's coming up on the 1-year anniversary of the inception of this podcast. It doesn't
Well, how
exist.
many things can we do, right? Focus attention. As a friend of ours said that was a business mentor, you got 13 arrows going at one time. Can you just get 4 going?
Yes.
And you'll probably hit your target. Let's start the show.
Oh, okay.
What about my sweat equity? Sweat equity. Sweat equity. My sweat equity. My sweat equity. What about my sweat equity?
So what are you studying for again?
Studying for the National Strength and Conditioning Association Certified Strength and Conditioning Specialist exam.
And you've done it before.
Yeah. I did it like 12, 13, 14 years ago, a long time ago, like when my wife and I first met and got certified, passed the test.
When you had that good back.
When I did interviews for it and everything, and then I got another job, a little Snap-on tool job. But it's a lot. There's a lot of new stuff. I had the old book, the old textbook, and I started reading it, and there was a lot of. There's not enough research at this time to determine one way or another. I was like, I'm reading this a lot. I should probably get the updated version because they have a 4th edition. It's on the 3rd edition.
How much are the books? Is it still like insane?
Insane, like
What?
$300 for a textbook. I got a $3 download on eBay of a PDF. Printed that bad boy out.
Man, that's some cheapness I enjoy.
Yeah, well, I mean, dude, it was too much to get the book again. And it's, then you got to carry around 700 pages of text with you if you want to study something. This way, I got my little clipboard, got a few pages, read when I can.
I personally am better a book, like kind of reading a book, like a tangible book. I'm not a Kindle guy. I can't do it. So I don't know. Does that make it tougher? I don't know.
Well,
do you print it out old school?
I don't know. I like it.
Attorney clients do.
I mean, you can see it, like it's only like a chapter at a time. So if I want to take it somewhere, then no big deal.
Yeah. I'm getting our pod as we're doing this Facebook Live.
You're dicking around on Facebook's what you're doing.
Yeah, stalking some high school ex-girlfriends.
Yeah.
No, current ex-girlfriends that are in high
blew it.
school. You know how it goes. Shout out to Sickles High School. No, what's it called? It's
If we weren't live, I would do a lot more jokes if it was you and I.
What do you
but
mean?
Nothing.
You can vamp.
Nothing.
You're not gonna what?
I'm
What
not
hasn't
making
been-
high school girl jokes.
What hasn't been said on this podcast that
High school girl jokes have not been said on this podcast
See,
yet.
I can say those jokes. I can say those jokes because I don't participate in any of that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sure. That's how jokes work.
Kinda.
By not participating in something.
The
you get to
clean
joke
comedians
about it.
are the fucking they're the dirtiest, filthiest people on earth. Off stage.
Yeah. Well,
And I'll footnote that with Cosby. Thank you.
well, yeah. I mean, the guy was a criminal.
Yeah, but I mean, like, he was 100%
He's a
clean.
criminal.
Not only was he clean comic,
He was
told other-
condescendingly
he
clean.
told other comedians to be clean too.
Dick.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's one of those things where you can joke about it because you're not doing the activity.
All right. Well,
I
still don't want to joke about it.
I still find a lot of sexual jokes funny, and I think people think I'm like raunchier than I am, and I'm pretty meat and potatoes when it comes down to it. I don't have any I'm so happy I don't have like that thing,
What do you mean? What
like
thing?
I got a foot fetish, I got into
Oh.
that, or like, I'm the executive that I tell everybody what to do, so I need a
Ball stomping
right,
dominatrix.
right.
Yeah.
I think about that probably once a month, and I'm grateful that I don't have that, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's like when guys are like, "Man, you gotta hit the back door on a chick," and it's like, no, I don't. That's a power move.
Yeah.
That's a. I was trying to think of night moves.
In general, like I think sexual jokes are just so easy, and like it's rare that a sexual joke that I'm like, oh, that's actually funny. Most of the time, it's just like, yeah, I thought that, but I had the self restraint to not say it.
Well, that's how the
because-
girthy ROI thing kind of came about, because I get bored in fucking like, here's your analytics for the site we did for you, and here's how the campaigns are going, and you just get so bored. You're like, I'm gonna weave in just to see if they're paying attention, because it's a little salacious, right?
Yeah.
And most of my clients were men that could handle the joke,
Yeah, and that's
And
different.
they say a lot crazier shit because I tell them I'm a comedian. I moonlight doing stand-up. We have this podcast that, is kind of right in between, the business consulting life and the stand-up life, and trying to learn from others and stuff, and talk about that on this. But it's one of those things where I tell them that I'm a comic, and it's like, oh, let me tell you all the dark shit. I'm like,
right.
dude, I didn't even tell you what kind of stand-up I do, right?
Yeah, that is a funny thing. Like, if somebody finds out you're a comic, they want to do not only just their funniest material that they have, in their dome, but also the dirtiest and most shocking.
Yep.
Because they want to. They're as cool as you are.
Well, true. That's the cocktail party one where they find out you're a comic and they can't let you go. And
Right.
then my cool friends, they know I hate it, so they tell someone else at the party that they don't like, that's super lame, that I'm a comedian. So then I'm like, I call it like a time trap. They caught me. They got me like for 15 minutes.
Yeah, that sucks.
So how's the studying going?
It's going very diligently.
Well,
It's a lot, man.
Well, look, it's never a bad thing to keep pushing yourself, even though you're like my dad is retired, but he's still gonna be active with the Florida bar, right?
Is he? That's good.
Yeah, because he doesn't know what his next move is, and I think it. Wait,
Isn't it remain retired?
well, he could be a mediator. He could be. He could do a lot. There's a lot of things you could do as like a consultant. You could work for nonprofits. He's 72, so who knows what he wants to do. But right now, I think the deal is he has to kind of remain chill. But I'm saying like, it's never bad to have more options because you have accreditations. Is kind of what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, for sure. And really, like, it's a good thing for my brain. I haven't studied anything since the last time I studied for this, really.
I see the highlighter out
Oh,
over there.
going
that how
through
you're
highlight.
rolling?
Yeah, oh, yeah, big time. Lots of highlighters. But it's just good for your brain to have that switch up,
Yeah.
have to learn something.
Yeah, because a lot of people are like, I see the only way I can really, if I have to do what you're doing, which is just straight memorization, it looks like, I have to actually just almost write out everything in bullet points.
Yeah.
And like say it out loud like a crazy person.
Yeah.
If it's something that I can take fake tests on, I'm fine because I'll do that all day.
Yeah. Well,
That's how I learn.
The good thing about doing this the last time, I already taking the test, was knowing that like a lot of the stuff that they put in the book with like anatomy and physiology, like the like real drilling down to the details of whatever bodily functions. There's not that much of that on the test.
What kind of bodily functions we talking
Oh,
about?
I mean, you got to learn.
Diarrhea?
Well, I mean, you got to learn about the
Plyometric
body's
diarrhea.
energy systems and whatnot. Hydration brings pee into play. So,
Can you throw some knowledge out? You got anything?
well, I mean, I don't know.
How good are you?
I mean, start rehearsing the book. There's there's
Nothing
a ton of
interesting
shit
out
on
there?
there. I mean, here's something I
Because
picked up.
you're just into this naturally. Like the last time I was here, you're like, let's do an ice bath, and I was like,
Right.
I'm just weak.
Oh,
say
dude,
it's
let's go
too weak.
swimming after this. It's cold out. I went actually this morning. It was 60
got work
in the
to do.
pool. You could do work in the pool.
Do you have any hot pants for me?
Yes.
Or I go naked?
I have everything that will prevent you from making excuses about not doing it.
Well, look, all I'm gonna say is if I'm going naked, my dick it only looks smaller because my legs are so big,
like a little tiny bit.
and then it might look even worse. So usually I say it's like a palm tree between two redwoods. Like a palm tree's fine if you're next to it. You're like, that's an okay tree.
Oh, okay.
But next
you
to
got
two
weird balls.
well,
Redwood balls.
coconuts. But
Way out
the
of
redwood trees, like next to the redwood trees,
Yeah, I guess so. I'm trying
my
my
dick's
best
a magic eye.
to picture it and not picture it at the same time.
Here, look under the table.
Well, that's all
right
right.
now.
That's he just leaves it out through the whole podcast.
So before we get into way more dick talk,
Hold up, I was gonna give some
Ooh,
advice.
You got some advice?
Well, just something that like
Holler.
a lot of people
give me
probably
money.
are
Give me money
curious about.
now.
Just stretching before exercise or before like sports performance. There's not really any research that shows that like stretching like before you do something will prevent injuries.
I actually heard after is what you should be doing.
Right. If you think of it like something separate where by stretching you increase your range of motion separately from what you're doing, like that range of motion is good from the stretching. It's not saying don't stretch. It's just saying that you're not getting any benefit from stretching before an athletic competition or whatever. I should say that the test I'm taking is more for like athletic competition stuff, team sports, that sort of thing. What up, Bucks? Hire me.
Yeah, that's the organization you want to go to.
Hell yeah.
You help out
Only
Philip
go-
Rivers, probably our new quarterback.
Mike Evans got that bad hammy, yo.
Oh yeah, you could. Yeah, what is that job ends up being male masseuse for
Right.
Chris
You're like,
Godwin
oh, man.
and the rest
And then
of
you're like,
Scotty
"Oh,
Miller and
okay."
the rest of the receivers that blew out a hamstring.
I'd probably be all right with it.
Yeah,
I think I'd be okay with that.
yeah. I think you'd have
They
to
have
work.
masseuses. I'm not taking a masseuse.
Your bedside manner
test.
probably needs some work. You
well,
guys like esoteric
He's got
humor?
the biggest penis.
But yeah, I mean that's the okay. So I've heard that. I've heard
Yeah.
that from a friend of mine that did training for like Notre Dame's track team and stuff. Like he's like, it doesn't make any sense. Why would you warm up cold? Why would you stretch cold?
Right.
You should be doing it after you do some kind of warm up. That's why you do a warm up.
Right. The warm up is what's going to warm you up.
I always skip that.
Yeah. You do, when you warm up, you do whatever stuff you're going to do later at a lower intensity.
Well, I heard something the other day from one of my favorite. This guy is kind of a nutritionist that is kind of, I would call him like a disruptor in the nutrition game. I want to get him on the podcast. I think.
Ooh, disruptor.
I think only in pragmatism. So that's where it goes. It's not as sexy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because he's the no sugar, no grain. His name's Vinny Tortorich. I've heard him on Corolla's podcast for fucking 5 years, but he's just like, they went over the Eat This, That book,
Right.
and it's like total horseshit.
Okay.
It's basically like, if you're getting like Burger King, like don't get the mayonnaise heavy like triple Whopper or something like that. Get a cheeseburger, like a single cheeseburger. And it's like, oh, that's
the diet, is eat less.
That's like it's like, instead of eating this bullshit that's really bad, eat this that's, marginally bad for you. That's pretty bad for you still.
Yeah.
But not nearly as bad as this.
Yeah. So this is...
It's kind of a smart marketing
That's his
thing,
angle,
right?
is
No.
Or you're saying the book...
He talks shit about that
I
book.
gotcha,
Which,
okay.
that I love, right?
Yes.
The
I agree with
comedian
that.
part of us loves that part, where you go, this doesn't make sense logically, right? Because that's what kind of... We're comedy nerds, and that's what the best thing about comedy is like, here's what's going on. And you do this in business, too. You're like, why the fuck is that way? That doesn't make any sense.
Right.
So he said something that I always heard, I never believed, the protein thing after you work out. 30 minutes, that's bro science, he's saying. Eating protein right after you work out within 30 minutes. I never believed that shit.
Yeah.
He's
Okay.
like, you could eat it before or after. It doesn't make any difference.
Actually, there is research to show that before might help with...
Might.
I don't remember if it was strength or actual muscle hypertrophy, but it's something. There's something to it.
Hypertrophy?
Yeah, man.
Like a super reward?
Yes, and I'm not going to tell you what it means. You have to figure it out on your own. Deductive logic.
Yeah, atrophy.
Right.
This is how my brain
Didn't
works.
say that.
I know. I have to go backwards. I have to go, atrophy is when your muscles get smaller. Okay. Hyper. Wait. Then trophy would be the opposite.
doing
So
it.
you get
You're
big,
doing
and
it.
then hyper would be either fast or more or increase.
Fucking thing sucks!
What am I, fucking genius? Am I a Rhodes Scholar?
You are a genius. Yeah, but I'm 99% sure that that's the case. I read that. I just don't know what exactly it was talking about.
Well, I'm teaching a class at University of South Florida in 2 weeks, so
Ooh.
business school. So I'm pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I want to record it for this podcast to see if we can play it as extra episodes since we've been lacking.
Yeah,
a little bit
I would
lately.
love to take a big shit on that. That'd be great.
I want you to come. I want you to be a part of it. So,
Okay.
B2B sales funnel. Do you have a boner?
Yeah.
Are you rock hard?
What?
With sales leads and
Yes.
and the only thing I was talking about B2B versus B2C stuff, and the reason, look, if you're
Versus
doing
BBC.
the BBC, Big Black Cock, or are we talking British Broadcasting Corporation?
Hey, whatever you want, buddy.
Damn, I'm on it. Or both.
Yeah.
So this podcast is kind of telling people, here's some like life hacks or growth hacks or whatever for your side hustle, right? It's kind of why we're doing it in a way. It's kind of speaking to the audience or us 10 years ago, 5 years ago, right? Here's the shit I learned from other people or, by going through it or interviewing people who go through it. My thing with, I look at a lot, B2B is the place to go if you are in any of that kind of marketing world or any of that. Or any kind of business if you can be. B2C sucks, right?
Yeah.
B2C is sexy. It looks cool, right? I want to be in the boring shit. I want to be in B2B supply chain of manufacturers. Because no one's looking there,
Yeah.
right?
You're
And
talking about
you can
looking
really make a
there
difference,
for
just being a consultant.
new business.
Yeah, but I'm saying here, let me give an overall difference between B2B, B2C, right? Copiers, Xerox copiers, right? We haven't figured out printers and copiers for personal or small office, really, right?
We have not.
We haven't. 27% of all IT problems are printer related.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
I believe that.
Okay. So the personal printer fucking sucks. I'm looking at your brother. Not your brother, but your brother brand.
brother.
They really should get Hulk Hogan to do that.
How do they not have him as the guy?
Hey, brother. All they have to do is a quick, hey, brother,
Yeah.
to the printer.
Get a brother.
And then it prints out something.
Buy yourself a
Hey,
brother.
brother, eat your vitamins.
Yeah.
Say your prayers.
Another
So-
condescending 80s
So
guy.
let's look at it that way. Like, if you're doing B2C sales of printers, let's say, that's well known and harder. You have to do so much volume and all that stuff. So if you're trying to be like that next disruptor Etsy store, you're B2C, you're stuck.
Yeah.
B2B is unsexy but less frustrating.
Yeah. And that's where the money is, too.
Well, right.
There you can have big clients.
And so you,
Not nickel and diming yourself.
if you're in a B2C kind of thing, or you're working for a B2C kind of job, or you're in that with this new venture you're trying to do, you need to act like you're B2B. This is kind of the advice I have. Is like you don't cut through the bullshit like right through when you're meeting with people.
Yeah.
Right? There's not a lot of fluff. Don't have all this pizzazz and trying to jazz everything up. We're gonna have a lunch here at the best place. Fuck it. Just meet.
Video call me, yo.
Yeah, meet for. But when you do, send the agenda.
Yeah.
Time. Be cautious of their time.
Yeah.
Operation. The reason B2B rules in a way is because they don't have time for bullshit, and that's where you're Xerox and you're not Brother Printers, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Do it.
Kind of a weird
Go
rant.
B2B.
But there's something I heard on Jordan Harbinger's podcast. If we can just be the homeless man Jordan Harbinger show.
What?
If we can be, we're not quite a poor man's, but if we can just be a homeless man's.
How is a homeless man better than a poor man?
Well, poor man's got some cash. He's just poor.
Yeah, but he's
Like
probably
me.
got a house.
Nope.
Well, I mean, you have a place to live.
Yeah. So it's a step up. I'm saying
Poor man is better than homeless man.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm saying if we can just be
we-
the homeless man's.
I did not. You want to go a notch below.
If we can just get to there, I'm qualifying us. If we just get to being a homeless man's Jordan Harbinger show, or his is very his is almost like a B2B podcast. Now that I think about it, because it's very diligent, it is very regimented. Like we're loosey goosey.
I've never listened to it. So
He's good. He's got 6-minute habits, like a course on that. It's a lot of stuff to funnel you maybe down his consulting hole.
Mm-hmm.
But he did bring up something that he recommended. I put it in our internal Slack, which was called PhotoCare Plus Insurance on your devices.
Ooh.
So you can get all your devices covered. If you're a freelancer out there, you just did a video film shoot last week.
Yeah.
How much equipment did you bring out there?
A lot of. It would have been bad if the sprinklers went off.
Yeah, I mean,
For
yeah.
sure.
Or you just drop something.
Or that, yeah.
I've got my new iPhone that I got. I don't have a case on it, and I keep it in the box like a weirdo.
Yeah. Law walks in. He's got the actual box that the thing comes in.
Yeah, and I've just been putting it in. This is my case.
You be. Ta-da! Somebody's calling. Yeah.
So
Maybe
because
order-
dude, fucking iPhone case is the one I want $80 at
What?
the store. Good God,
Dude, no.
I'm a life-proof guy.
There's $20 ones on Amazon that do all that.
But I vetted the life-proof ones because you can drop them from a fucking 2-story building. They're
Why
fine.
would you do that?
Because I party, bro.
Oh.
So does my phone.
Oh.
My phone likes to
You
go
guys like to go out
almost
and get
famous and jump off.
Law's out with his phone.
So there's a lot of insurance companies out there that will do device stuff, your computer, your phone. I look at it. This computer is my tool, my main tool for work.
Yes.
My phone is probably number 2, and then after that, I don't know, man. So I should have insurance on these things because
Yeah.
they need coverage. Look, this isn't super sexy. They're not a sponsor for the podcast, but I was thinking about it because it's like, well, if this laptop goes down, I might be fucked. Pretty bad.
Well, okay, so what is the benefit of this one over?
It's called insurance for PPA.com. So
Does it like bundle them or give you good? I'm
It's
just asking because like
it's inexpensive.
we both have Apple products. You got Apple Care. That's insurance, basically. That runs out. I don't think you can do that in perpetuity, but
It could be about okay. How much stuff do you think you have value wise? There's a little calculator on here. Which I always like.
I don't know. I mean,
Call it $10,000. When you and our
call it 20.
our
man.
former producer John Paul were
Oh,
out
with including the video shit?
yeah
Oh, dude, I don't even.
30.
Yeah.
Okay. It's almost silly. All right. So the way they're selling it as like $1.76 per day. Now the reason, well, I mean that's not bad.
Yeah.
And so the reason I'm putting it out there is because I trust Harbinger, who said he used it and got put a claim in. Oh, the big thing is for miscellaneous shit where you lose something.
That's
It's
pretty
really
nice.
hard to find some insurance on devices like that if you lose the phone or you lose a lens.
Interesting.
So,
But I bet you they
No,
probably
he
make
said
you
he put-
document everything. They don't make you send in pictures of your own phone of you taking a selfie in the mirror.
how would you do that? You don't have a phone
I know.
in
I'm
this
saying
scenario.
no, but before you get the policy, you probably have to account for all that stuff. I bet you it's a pain in the ass.
No, I don't.
Gotta be, or they're stupid.
I think you probably have to make an itemized list, but I don't think it's that hardcore. You probably have to show receipts, maybe of buying the stuff at some point.
Yeah, well,
And if you don't have a
that's a pain in
receipt,
the ass.
why are you hating on this? This is to help y'all more than me.
I'm here to
I
poke
mean,
holes. I just want to see because somebody else
what
out
am I,
there.
a condom?
is-
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
no, somebody out there might say, "What is it? Why is it better?" And I'm just wondering.
So the other part to it is when you have insurance on stuff that's random like this, you're not used to doing it. Like car insurance, we know is a pain in the ass, right? Health insurance the same way. When you have these kind of ancillary insurance things you might have as a monthly subscription for you, you're always like, how hard is it to put a claim in, get it back? And Harbinger was saying you got a check in 3 days.
Yeah, that's pretty big actually. That's a big deal for me.
Yeah.
Would be.
Time. I mean,
Yeah.
so I'm throwing it out there. Insurance for PPA.com, and then PhotoCare Plus is the program they
What's
have.
PPA stand for?
Let's see.
Penis.
I don't know, man.
Penis.
I don't want to have so much dead air trying to look at it, but
No, I figured it out.
it's on the site somewhere. Looks like.
Anyways, I don't care.
Oh, penis anal.
Yes, that's what it was.
Not my favorite kind of porn. And
It'll
so
do.
if you're a freelancer, you're working in digital, you're kind of a nomad for sure. Like there's a lot of people that are just doing that digital nomad life kind
Yeah.
of thing. Or you're just a freelancer, you're sole proprietor. Like you have a LLC, a single person LLC. Like that equipment you have, that's your toolbox. That's all you got.
Oh yeah.
And if that gets fucked up, no more business.
Yeah, I will. John Paul and I will be looking at that actually.
So the
We
other
got
one,
lots of insurances we got to get.
the other thing I saw was I'm a big visual whiteboard guy. I like design. I like to see a strategy on a whiteboard. I like to draw it out.
Mm-hmm.
I also like putting creatives on a big kind of whiteboard. There's something called Milanote, Milanote, and it kind of looks like Canva for a lot of people. So if you're doing social media management or you're doing a lot of anything in the branding and design part of creative life or whatever, or you're just like an event planner or whatever, and you want to have like, here's what the event will look like, and kind of have a whiteboard, but more design heavy.
Yeah.
I think this is a good kind of mix. It's like if Canva and my digital whiteboard thing called Miro if they kind of mix together.
Yeah.
I think this is what Dropbox Paper was supposed to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's it? It has a bunch of templates and whatnot that you can apply.
Yeah,
to
it's like
different situations.
kind of like organizing ideas and projects like Pinterest, but not just posting. Like you can edit it, you can share this board you have. You know, we're going to see a lot more visual boards like this, I think, pop up in a lot of apps like this. I think we're going to see a lot of hardware in the future.
What do you mean?
The digital whiteboards like Samsung made, Apple, Microsoft.
Oh, you mean like a physical digital whiteboard? Yeah.
They're too expensive now, but when the technology starts getting better and everything, the cost keeps getting lower.
Yeah, it'll be here before we know it.
Like
Draw all the digital penises you want.
all the PPAs. And
Yeah.
I want the thing like they have on SportsCenter where they drag and drop with a finger.
That never works.
Yeah, well, they're
You
always
see
like.
Herm Edwards up there trying to get the thing doing. You hold on, it keeps going away. And he's got to hold on.
It reminds me of
It'll happen.
when the bathroom soap dispenser thing the faucet, the automatic one, it
Yeah.
never knows you're a human kind of thing.
Yeah, or just does the little.
Newsflash, asshole!
Whoa, that went by fast. Is that
Yeah. What? What are you asking?
which one's
Caveman,
live?
say your
Which
word.
one's live?
On the right.
Okay. What's
Is
the
this
other
your
one?
are you for real, man? What a dick.
I'm zany today. I
It's
don't
been like 2 years I've been using this software. Which one's the live one?
know. You threw in some Reddit stuff. I haven't gotten around to reading yet, but I didn't know if you wanted to.
I don't
hit that
remember
up.
what the Reddit thing was.
Here's the exact 8-step process behind a Facebook ad campaign that grew a marketing subscription SaaS, that's software as a service for those that don't know, business from almost zero to 160 grand in a month plus in revenue.
Well, that'd be a good teaser.
This seems like a fucking thirst trap, business thirst trap if I've ever seen one.
Yeah? I didn't read it.
I mean, there's not 8 steps in an ad campaign. First off, I can just tell you that. I try to do this out to teach it.
Mm-hmm.
There's at least 13.
Okay.
I'm just saying, like,
That was from the I don't know, I think it was the entrepreneurship subreddit, which should be actual users and not, people trying to peddle shit.
that's what I'm gonna call these people from now on, business thirst traps. Just like those fucking ads of like, hey, it's me. I'm in my car, and I used to sleep in here.
Yeah.
And now I'm in a Rolls Royce.
Yeah.
And he's doing that selfie video. He rented a fucking Rolls,
Okay.
or whatever it is. And they're like, look, I was just like you. It's just that fucking get rich quick shit that I don't think works.
Well, I actually didn't read it, so I was just
just-
putting it in there. Maybe we could talk about it next time when we have a little bit more time.
And Amazon accidentally sent out their email.
That's a fun
template.
one.
I hadn't read this yet.
Well, all it was Amazon has an email template that I'm sure you're familiar with. We should probably post this on our Instagram or something. But
Okay.
it has it's just got like a funny setup. It tells you this is going to be a sentence with 5 words, and then it's got some interesting things on there. But it
Enter a short headline summarizing why this email is important.
right. But if anything, it's a good template just when you're sending an email.
Sure.
I mean, Amazon's got their act together, so
This sentence has 5 words. This sentence has. Here are 5 more words. 5-word sentences are fine, but several together become monotonous.
Monotonous?
I
Oh
can't.
my
I couldn't
God.
read it. I can't read it. It's small, and I can't read out loud.
monotonous.
I couldn't see. Look how small that is. Can you read that?
What?
Suck my dick.
What?
Listen to what is happening. The writing is getting boring. The sound of it drones. The ear demands some variety. You know what? I agree with this kind of copy insight. I think the way you write in paragraphs should be melodic. There should be a music to it.
I mean, dude, I still use the 5-paragraph essay setup that they taught you in grade school. It's like, 5 paragraphs. First one's going to tell you what's happening. And it's going to set up the next 3 paragraphs. The next 3 paragraphs are 3 different things that you're going to talk about.
Supporting points.
And the last one's a conclusion. It's like,
And that's how you should write content.
that's like why, there's 3-act plays all the time. All movies seem to fall into that area. So.
Here's the thing that a lot of people that push a lot of content out make a mistake of. They put the whole article in the email. So you have to kind of write an additional thing for the email that you're getting people to see the content.
Yes.
You know, but I do like this. Well, let's try to post this on the Insta
Okay.
and whatnots, and then short sentences. Look, I love it because I love Hemingway, but it's not good. I would even say this amount of text is too much that's on here.
I thought the same
Probably
thing.
about
when I saw it.
100 words on there.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's the toilet test,
Right.
right? People are scrolling by, see this podcast, and is it interesting enough to catch their attention on the toilet? Take
Yes.
it. You got 2 minutes.
Stop. Look at us. Look what we did.
You got Riri.
What about my sweat equity? Sweat equity?
Woo, I'm sweating.
My sweat equity. My sweat equity.